Nigeria works out modalities on investment in artificial intelligence strategy. And acts of vandalism, residents in some parts of oil-rich Bayelsa State groan under the weight of darkness as a result of blackout. And amid controversy over the potency of herbal medicines, our reporter examines their efficiency and prospect. Many thanks for joining us on this edition of the Correspondents. We have stories that will educate and inform you as usual. I am Zenret Dingmun. You're welcome. Let's begin with electricity supply. Power outage in any society affects the socio-economic lives of the people and society. It retards the gross domestic product of that society as internal and external investors often move out of that society to where electricity supply is available. Now, this is the case in Bayelsa State, where a power blackout has been the prevailing situation for a long time now. Although investigation reveals that modalities are being worked out to restore the electricity supply. Now, what is the cause of this unfortunate development, and what is being done to salvage the situation? Correspondent Timini Preohia examines this case and files in this report.
Bayelsa State has been grappling with severe electricity challenges due to the destruction of 13 high-voltage transmission towers along the Awuda-Yenegua line. This sabotage, which occurred in late July 2024, has left the state in prolonged darkness, affecting both social life and economic activities. Vandals damaged these towers, leading to collapsed infrastructure in areas like Igbogene in Bayelsa State and several communities in Rivers State. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is working to restore power with an appeal to the government of Rivers and Bayelsa State to assist the company to salvage the situation. Residents are coping with a blackout to relying mainly on generators, which have become increasingly expensive to sustain as a result of the skyrocketing pump price of petrol. One common site to better relate the experiences of Bayelsans is the charging of electric appliances and handsets at any spot where there is power.
Virtually every day I buy for at least 2 liters to power my gadgets and to preserve my food. So you can imagine the toll it had on my pocket. This is draining me financially. So we're appealing to the authorities to see what we can do, although we know that it is not solely the responsibility of the state government. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, and other stakeholders should redouble their efforts to make sure that they restore power. And previously it was, manageable when the fuel was a little bit affordable. Now that the fuel price has gone even above 1,000 naira, you can imagine the stress on the pocket. So it is really not unbearable. It's affecting me as a family because you have to have lights, you have to power your gadget, particularly us that we use gadget to work.
It's 6 years since I moved to my present place. We've not had public power supply, so we use solar at home. So it has not really affected me. So if anyone can have alternative source of power, I think it will be better.
There has been this long period in darkness, and in fact, we've not been able to make things ends meet. And we are praying that the government should quickly come up with an alternative to see that they restore back the lights immediately. In fact, it has been one help. Everything, all services are just gone up.
A visit to the Igbogene axis of the transmission line shows that the 3 collapsed towers in Bayelsa State have been reactivated, waiting to receive the conductor and will be ready to transmit from Igbogene to Yenegua transmission station. Promising electricity consumers in the state to remain calm, the Commissioner for Information, Strategy and Orientation, Mrs. Ebiwon Kuku-Obiai, says the engineers who handled the Igbogene axis have been directed to assist the TCN engineers at the Awuda end to hasten the reinstallation work.
Them informed. Since the last time we came here, it was a situation where the 3 towers were already down, vandalized by miscreants. But today, looking at the 3 towers, they are already up again. A lot of work, massive work has been done. And to the glory of God, the towers are only there now, erected to receive the cables. Also thank the government for the spirit of collaboration. TCN and the Port Harcourt end. All what they have done, we have seen the outcome today. I believe that very soon, as they round up that of the River State,
She, however, expressed concerns that many transformers within the distribution network may be lost when the lines are energized due to the removal of transformer oils, and warned vandals to stay off electrical installations and other public infrastructures in the state, as drastic measures would now be taken against anyone caught in such acts of sabotage.
We are not done with the issue of electricity in Yenagoa, as Timini Pre here joins us via Zoom to discuss the way forward. Welcome to the Correspondents, Timini Pre. And how is life in Yenagoa today?
Thank you very much. Yenagoa is fine.
Okay, now let's start by asking you, how are residents of Yenagoa coping without electricity supply for more than 2 months now?
Wow. It has not been easy with residents here in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, following the activities of vandals that went to vandalize electricity installations in Yenagoa, the Igbogene Access Transmission section, and also at Awuda end, thereby plunging the state into perpetual darkness. It has not been easy for residents in the state coping with the outage of the power outage in Yenagoa.
Okay, so now how has this affected both personal, economic, and social lives of the people there?
Like we all know that the pump price has increased from what it was to 1,500 for the black markets here, while from filling stations they get it at 1,200 as the case might be. It has not been easy. It has been daunting for business owners, small scale enterprises, and also household consumers also, because they depend solely on the generating set. They have to fuel the generator to have sources of power to run their businesses. Looking at the laundry businesses, it is gradually going down because of the electricity outage in the state. And not to forget that it has also affected low-income earners who rely solely on this energy to power their generators. It has not been easy for them. Their pockets are being drained on a daily basis, where you cannot even get fuel from the filling station, because we just have few dispensing this product, and most of them rely solely on the black market operators where they can get the product, and they buy it at a high rate, going for 1,500 naira, as the case might be. It has not been easy for residents and business owners in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital.
Now, what measures have been taken by the state government to safeguard public infrastructure from vandals? We know that these are things that recur, so what are they doing to ensure that this does not happen again?
While the Commissioner for Information and that of Power, when I spoke with him earlier on, he said they are going to set up a surveillance team at where the infrastructure is. And if you go to that place, it's a bush of itself, isolated from when people are staying. So they are going to set up a surveillance team so that they can be checkmating activities of vandals. And I pray and hope if that will be set up, I think it will go a long way to forestall the activities of vandals.
Now, apart from what the government is doing, the people also need to take charge of things and also safeguard property. What are they doing as Bayelsa residents to also help in protecting this infrastructure?
I think like the people at the Igbogene Access, the chief and some community youths, they did a town crier and calling on vendors to stay off electrical installations and other critical infrastructures in the state. Because if anyone is caught, the full law of the road will take its course. And I'm sure if the youths will heed to such calls, and it will bring the activities to the lowest.
Okay, let's talk about restoration of power now. From what you have on ground information, is there any hope that power supply will be restored soon?
Yeah, there is some sort of hope that power will be restored because the Bayelsa State government, in swift response to the outage, directed the Commissioner for Power and the Managing Director Power Holding in various states, and also collaborating with the TCN engineers to work on the collapsed site. Work, as I speak to you, has begun. Like in the Igbogene axis, they've erected 3 towers that were collapsed at the Igbogene axis. But for the Awuda, they are still working. They are done with that of Yenegwa. They've directed their engineers to assist those at the Awuda end for them to work in collaboration so that they can complete the work in no distant time. And as we speak to you, it has to do with timeline. It remains dependent on the ongoing repair. If they finish on time, hopefully power will be restored. Meanwhile, the commissioner has also called for calm among residents to remain calm, that power in no soonest time will be restored, because as I speak to you, work is going on continuously.
Okay. We hope to get more updates on the ongoing repairs. But before we let you go, Timinipri, can you tell us your experience covering some key areas in Bayelsa State?
As regard the power situation,
as a reporter now, what are your experiences covering some key areas, whether it's power or whatever it is, health, anything? Tell us your experience generally as a reporter.
well, so far, fine and beautiful. Like for the power now, one common sight here you see in Bayelsa State is once somebody put on his generator, everybody's running to that house to plug their appliances, their gadgets to work with. There's this kind of businesses that is bringing forth in Yenegua now, pay and charge. Every street you go, you see that pay and charge stuff. People coming to charge their phone and they'll pay to collect their phone. So that is the business that is thriving now in Bayelsa State. People are vying to such businesses to make ends meet, to just get a little generator. They've started their own business, and business is also booming in that direction.
All right, very well then. Thank you so much, Timinipre, for taking time to enlighten us on some of these issues. And we hope that very soon the people of Yenegua will see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We pray so. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Still to come, arguments for and against herbal drugs and their economic potential. And that's after this break. Join us again.
Fellow Nigerians, this period may be hard on us, and there is no doubt that it's tough on us. But I urge you all to look beyond the present temporary pains and aim at the larger picture. All our good and helpful plans are in the works. More importantly, I know that they will work.
You're watching The Correspondents, and thanks for staying tuned. Our next report focuses on Nigeria's efforts to embrace artificial intelligence as the country is developing a national artificial intelligence strategy fully to take advantage of the fast-growing technology world. The initial draft is ready, and the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy is socializing it with the co-creators who are implementers in the ICT ecosystem. Correspondent Chimdima Ndibisi will tell us more.
I would like to visit Nigeria.
Artificial intelligence, machines being trained to exhibit human intelligence in thinking, behavior, and outstanding tasks performance. Data is its lifeblood. AI is the sole technology perceived to disrupt most human activities. It is already doing that. Robots are changing the face of agriculture, performing tasks of an office assistant and other complex duties. Chatbots and virtual assistants such as ChatGPT and Siri on digital devices are helping in educational research, customer care services, navigational purposes, you name it. Pictures such as this are the craft of generative AI.
You can go to the hospital and you are diagnosed by an artificial intelligence. Recently in Banex, I think there was a robotic AI that came to be controlling traffic.
A coin with two sides, though, as AI applications in the hands of mischievous people have turned to a tool for fraud and misinformation. Just take a look at this clip. It really looks like NTA's Justin Bemuni on a telecast, right? But a closer look will tell you it is AI generated. Fraudulent digital marketers and content creators have perfected the art of using AI tools to put up deceptive adverts and contents. Another downside to this is much reliance of most students on AI for educational tasks. Experts say this will result in AI dependency. To create a balance and harness the socioeconomic growth potential of artificial intelligence, the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy is engaging players and implementers in the digital economy space in the formation of our national artificial intelligence strategy that will navigate AI use in Nigeria.
So the strategy is to look at what AI can do and what are our strength and our weakness when it comes to embracing AI in Nigeria. What kind of talents do we need to build in Nigeria so that Nigeria can harness our youthful population to benefit from AI? What kind of policies do we need to have in Nigeria to ensure that the AI technology we are building is safe and inclusive and every Nigerian has access to it? What kind of strategy do we need to have in place to ensure that our data is available? And now that the initial draft is ready, so we are socializing it with directors, ICT directors from MDAs, so that they will be part of it. They can understand the role they are going to play, take ownership, and execute their own part of that strategy.
You go to Twitter or you go to Facebook or whatever you go to, AI is being used for the algorithm that is suggesting things to you. The reality is that the development and the evolution of artificial intelligence requires that government has strong clarity around the role of AI in society, how we will invest in it as a collective, and from there, determine what policy will then be useful. We're not just jumping on the artificial intelligence bandwagon because it's something good to do. We're jumping on it because this government is prioritizing the transformation of government services. Any set of technologies that will help us to be a lot more productive is a must have for Nigeria.
This technology AI needs to be fair. I mean, it needs to be fair. So, like for everybody who uses it will produce results as expected. It needs to be inclusive. It has to be reliable. It has to be safe. Nobody will really use a technology that doesn't invest in security features so you can use it in a safe way. It needs to be transparent.
Conversations are on, and the goal is to have a responsible artificial intelligence system for the country.
Indeed, Chimdima, Nigeria needs a responsible artificial intelligence system that is reliable, safe and inclusive, and also transparent with security features. Thanks a lot. Now let's talk about herbal drugs. The long-held animosity between traditional and orthodox medicine in Nigeria may be coming to an end, as the federal government has been driving efforts for prospects of locally made herbs to thrive and taking significant steps to dismantle barriers by commercializing local herbs. This move is championed by the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency. Correspondent Oluseyi Adeyagbo brings us the details of the initiative, asking questions on its economic potential and efforts on mitigating its risks.
Herbal medicine has long been a part of human healthcare practices, and in Nigeria, like many other parts of the world, there has been a resurgence of its popularity. It is also widely accepted that traditional medicine could make significant contributions to the attainment of universal health coverage. The advancements in science and technology are helping many countries, including Nigeria, to elevate traditional medicine. Many people continue to turn to natural remedies to address health issues as there is increasing demand for herbal drugs in Nigeria and globally.
Somebody like me, whenever I got sick or I feel some kind of symptom, what I normally did is that I first of all go on local made like herbs. I cook herbs for myself. When you take herbs, not only the particular one, the symptom you are feeling that is going to cure. You understand there are some other illness out there that are not yet surfaced, of which that one is going to help you cure.
Me, personally, I use some leaves to prepare the herbs, like dogoyaro. You know the leaf they call dogoyaro. I have tried it. I use dogoyaro, I use lime orange, I use bitter cola, and I combine them, so it works.
For these Nigerians, there is a clear preference for herbal drugs due to their passive natural benefits. They, however, expressed concerns about dosage accuracy and product quality.
The foreign drugs, if you look at them, so you discover that some of them they will say 5 milligram, 10 milligram, 20 milligram. You understand, per dose or 3 times in a day. So the challenges we are having is that if we can be able to do our own local made based on prescription, you understand the amount of dose, because the disadvantage of those local herbs is that, you know, if you take it too much, secondly you may overwork your kidneys.
The packaging is too low, and it's still the fault of the regulatory bodies. They have to give them standard. They have to let them know this is the international standard.
There are people that are in the area of lab herbs. They are talented. They know that when you bring this and bring this, combine it, it will work. But that kind of people, they need to be encouraged. You and me need to encourage them. You understand? Before the government will come in, it is when we join our efforts, our heads together to encourage ourselves, to promote our own make before we can now, the foreigners who cannot be able to come in and patronize us.
In today's world, commercialization of herbal drugs has taken center stage, blending traditional practices with modern business approaches. In Nigeria, funding and collaboration are critical to unlocking the full potential of natural medicine, just as the country is concluding plans for the commercialization of herbal drugs produced by the Nigeria Natural Medicine Development Agency, NNMDA, with a target of driving investments in the country's natural medicine.
With about 80% of Africa's population relying on traditional medicine, its role in healthcare is crucial. I urge the private sector to support NNMDA in sustainable production through its medicinal farms. Mr. President has challenged me to commercialize our research results, and I am reviewing, and approval will soon be granted for the commercialization of our 15 products.
To what extent is traditional medicine, natural medicines, herbal medicines, to what extent are they available in our country? And to what extent is the private and public sector, that is both private and government, supporting the large or commercial production of traditional or indigenous medicines in Nigeria? Is when you have that well established that you can begin to talk about regulatory mechanism. I mean, so you can see that other countries are leaving us behind if we don't wake up.
The commercialization of herbal drugs in Nigeria holds immense potential, but requires a balanced approach to address the challenges of regulation, safety, and standardization. By leveraging its cultural heritage, rich biodiversity, and advancement in science and technology, Nigeria can position itself as a leader in the global herbal drug industry.
And on that healthy note, we conclude this edition of The Correspondents. We hope to see you again next week. Many thanks for always being there, and from all of us here, it's bye for now.